Hi, everybody. I think we are now streaming.
I have the notification on top that says it's streaming.
Yes, it just came up for me too. No, we just need to get Monica back in. I'm not sure if she's in yet.
No, I don't see her in here.
Okay. All right, I'm letting her know that she could come back in. I'm not sure if she'll want to reschedule.
Hey, I mean, I'm cool with knocking it out right now.
Okay, because Zoom was not a friend of ours today. I tried 2 different computers.
You gotta love those technical difficulties.
Oh, I love technology so much. There she is. You're muted, Monica. So
Are
it
we
somehow
live?
worked.
It's working now. Yay, finally. Oh my gosh. Well, everybody that's going to be joining, let me see if people, okay, everybody, it's showing Jonathan Lindley as
I don't know where that guy's at.
let's change the view. Gallery view, how about if we do that? Everybody, I know that people are joining. I see we are having people join now, and we apologize for being so late, but we were having so many issues trying to get this, get it to go live to Facebook. We finally got our super genius Humberto on, and he was able to fix it for us, of course. So we want to welcome everybody to our Facebook Live event. And we are here with Jonathan Lindley, our 2020 president, with his, what is that, an Astros cap?
Oh, come on. Atlanta Braves.
I don't know.
It's the Atlanta Braves.
Oh, okay. I forgot baseball season is on and you are a baseball fanatic, so I apologize. So one thing I'm not great at is baseball. But you took us to, we went to a Washington Nationals game last year and they ended up winning, so I don't know.
We did that. We did the tour at Fenway Park in Boston.
Yes. So, and we also have our 2021 president, Lee Jinks, joining us because he is the TREPAC chair for 2020. And today we're going to talk about a lot of things, but TREPAC is the primary thing. We have a silent auction taking place currently, and we will definitely be posting some information and talking about that shortly. But we want to start with the easy subject. I don't know how easy it is because it is a hot topic issue right now. So our 2020 presidential, or just our election, a general election in November, is going to be taking place. And I want you guys, let's start with Jonathan and talk about the importance of voting this year.
Oh, definitely. Thank you. Thank you. As Monica mentioned, we are in the beginning of our elections. Y'all should have gotten an email or a text message today, this morning, with the link to vote. Where I think we're in our third year of doing it electronically, so it really helps out. We can have potentially every member vote. But this is the future of our organization, of our association. This is the future leadership. You know, we've made great strides. I'm glad to be part of this. Lee, next year, I know you're going in. I know you're excited to be part of it. And we want to keep some momentum going. We've gotten some great recognition with the state. Our association down here in McAllen is doing wonders. Recognitions for GMAR University. Most recently at the Texas Realtors Conference, our GMAR Running Club. So Oscar Arambula, Missy, thank you all for that one. But our fishing tournament, guys, our TREPAC fishing tournament, unfortunately, we couldn't do it this year. This is all stuff that has come out of your leadership, ideas that have come out of your leadership. And now more than ever, we need the future of our association to continue onward. So I encourage everybody to get out and vote. It is for the future of our association.
Absolutely. We all understand that has been a strange year, unlike any other. I think a lot of people jokingly but truthfully say how they're ready for the 2020 to be over, and for us to move to 2021. But there's a lot that's been happening, and we, not just as an association locally, but nationally and statewide, there's been a lot of progress and a lot of things that kind of pushed the industry forward, especially in technology, because of the circumstances that we're all faced with. But at the same time, we're working towards what's next for our association, locally and regionally. And we want to support change, and that's something that's been a standard statement since I started 4 years ago. Lee, you've been part of the board for a long time,
Yeah,
and
that's true.
you've seen a lot of the iterations of the organization and association. Tell me about your perspective about where we are and where we're going.
Well, I mean, I was gonna say I'm not really prepared. I hadn't thought about that too much, but so I'm gonna just kind of off the cuff.
Gotcha.
There have been times that we've had difficulty even finding people willing to lead this association, and now we've got some really good people on the slate right now. We've got some really good leaders that are already part of, thanks to Jonathan and his leadership, and Monica and the work that you do within the association. We've got a great staff. And as you were saying, we've got a great momentum moving forward. And it's just a matter of just keeping that moving forward. And also, if you're interested in becoming part of leadership within the association, you want to get involved with committees. You want to get involved with the association, attend events when we have them, I suppose. Not that we've had any because of COVID, but just get to know people, get to know the association, and then, as Jonathan was saying, just the voting itself is very, very important. So we really want people to do that. As a matter of fact, here's what I would suggest. This is what I told my agents this morning, and that is, vote right now, because if you don't do it right now, you'll forget. And if you let it go 2 or 3 days and then you forget about it, then your voice is not heard. So open up your email right now, do that vote. It takes 2 minutes, maybe? It'll take the first minute and a half will be you opening your email, and then it'll take about 30 seconds to vote. So if you would get that done, and now it's done, and we can continue to work for the members of this association like we have these many years.
Yeah, it's an important time, and you're right. A number of people that want to get involved, that wanted to put forward their nominations to be selected for the slate of officers was amazing and outstanding, and really encouraging for how we are doing as an association. I think that's sort of a report card for people to say, hey, we're noticing there's change. And a lot of the people that were interviewed, that's what they said was, we're noticing a lot of change that's happening, and we want to be a part of it. And we need these individual and unique voices all to participate, regardless of whether you're on the board. There's other ways of participation, and there's other ways of bringing that voice to our association and being part of the decision making. So we welcome everybody. And yes, voting this week is very important. Wednesday, it closes at 5 p.m. And the election committee meets at 5:15 just to review the results. And then those results are then going to be announced formally to the association on Thursday morning. So we highly encourage everybody to go out. If you're unsure, reach out to the candidates and talk to them individually, directly. Ask them the questions that you want to ask and what they are envisioning. Of course, they're one person and they are one vote in a board of 13. So they are not in and of themselves making change, but their voice, there will bring a voice and a vote to the overall decision making of the board.
Exactly.
And then our general election is in November. that's very important. And right now, I think we are, we understand that everybody has different positions or voices and opinions on what is happening nationally, but we want to encourage realtors to vote. And regardless of what it is, the important thing is that historically speaking, realtors have voted at about 70% level, and we want to continue to show that. We want to be able to say after this election, how did our membership do? We want to have that impact, and we want to be able to go to our elected leaders and say, when we speak, we speak strongly, and that's 70% of our vote. So in our comments, I am going to add a link on how to register to vote. But you know what? I can walk people through it real quick. Let me share my screen. And if you go to hidalgocounty.us, I Googled Hidalgo County elections, found the elections department. And then when you come in here, there is on the right-hand side, you just scroll and then you'll see the FAQs, and is where can I register to vote? You can click on that, and it tells you where to register to vote. And it even has other questions that can be answered. But please, if you're not registered to vote, if you've just moved here, if you've moved, make sure your address is updated and that it matches your ID, and try to get that done as quickly as possible. And be aware of when the deadlines are to register to vote. And I want to say it's at least 30 days, or they may have extended the deadlines to be more time, considering of COVID, but that information would be on the website. But I want to encourage everybody. So let me click and let me put that into the comments, so that anybody who wants to can come back and look at that.
While you're doing that, let me add this as well. I know that early voting starts October 14th. So I guess a month from today, and ends on October 30th. So, we've only got a month before voting begins. And then, of course, voting day is November 4th.
Okay. And that's the last day to vote. Vote early. There's going to be lines. If you're going to vote on election day, be prepared to take a couple of hours to go through the line and vote. It's not going to be a low voter turnout type of election. I highly suspect that there's just going to have to be a lot of patience by everybody. I know that if you go vote when they open at 7 a.m., it's a lot less likely that you're going to face a long line. So just, it might be difficult, but
I would say even voting early would also be another way to kind of get away from the major crowd on November 4th.
Yeah, but even voting early, I'm going to suspect that even during voting early, during those 2 to 3 weeks, there's going to be long lines. Go early in the morning and you'll get it out of the way. And then we can get to the fun thing that we are doing today. We have an online silent auction taking place. And I know that I bid on some things on Friday and then got outbid over the weekend. But there are some great items that we have. So kind of wanted us to go through them and let people know how do they, first of all, I'm going to post the link on how they can find the online silent auction. So let's talk about TreePack and why we're doing the fundraiser this way this year. Lee, do you want to go?
Well, sure. Okay, so obviously, as Jonathan mentioned, we had to cancel the fishing tournament, and that is it is the major event that we would have to actually raise money for TreePack through GMAR anyway. And because we can't have individual events like we're used to having, we had decided to have this silent auction. Now, we've got plenty of members that are investors into TreePack, and they're going to do that anyway. So if you're going to invest in TreePack anyway, you might as well go ahead and bid on these auctions, and then you'll get these auction items if you win that bid. And so bidding more than what you think that auction item is worth makes a lot of sense, because you're going to do that. You're going to earmark that money for TreePack anyway. You're going to go ahead and invest that into TreePack anyway. You might as well get something in return for it. So that's just one way to kind of help you get get to your investment level in TreePack that you were planning on doing.
Okay, so I am,
I'm still winning the headphones.
Oh,
which ones? Because I bid on some too.
The gold.
So I'm signed in and I'm signed in as myself. So are y'all seeing the screen?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so what we're going to show you some of the items just to show you how great. One of the best items that's on here that I think people should really look at is this HP Pavilion X360 convertible laptop. It is at a very fraction of the cost at $370 right now. If you want a great laptop, right now is a great time to buy it and give your TreePack investment. It is at $370. It's been bid on twice. If you, like, I just clicked and it's telling me I can, so it was at 370. I could bid any number. But if I want to do a fast bid, I can just click on it and do 415. And it's that easy. It's that easy once you sign yourself up. Well, I will say, let me go back, because to sign up, you come to the website. Well, no, it's already logged in as myself. You have to sign up first, make sure that you put in all your contact information and your credit card information, and then you can peruse the items. And like I said, there's some great items. I had lost this one right here. I'm losing the AirPods with wireless charging is an item that I lost. Which one, what item does, oh, look, what item stands out to you guys?
I was looking at the Cutco knife set. That looked really good.
Well, I got that one, so.
Oh. Oh.
But I mean, y'all can bid against me. Like, let's go. Come on, bring it. Somebody outbid me on that too. It's the classic Cutco Kitchen Classics gift set, which is a great gift set. It's really great. I can personally vouch for Cutco because I've had my Cutco knives since 1992. And every time that I've had something go wrong or needed them sharpened, I send them in, they send them back. I've had to replace them. I've had the tips come off, like break off. I've sent them, they've sent me the replacement with not a problem. If they can sharpen them and fix them, they do. And it's all free, other than the shipping, the $10 that I spend to ship. I want to say at the beginning, I had been needing to send my knives in for a while, and finally sent them in when COVID hit and we started quarantining and I was home and I was getting really frustrated with my knives. I sent 5 of them in and they came back, replaced them brand new. So I can vouch for these knives. They're fantastic. And like I said, for life, you replace them for as many times as you wanted. And, I've had them for a long time and replaced them many times, especially the large one in this set, because it's one I use very frequently.
I bought a pocket knife from them.
Huh?
I said I bought a pocket knife from them one time, and then I had my dad slice his thumb open in my truck.
Oh my gosh, because they're very sharp.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bled all over the seat of my truck.
So like, here's another item. The bidding has gone back and forth, it looks like, on the Yeti hopper. But there is the Cutco wine and cheese. That one's at $110. There's some Scentsy items here that are very low on the bidding, and they make great
Go back
home
up.
gifts.
Go back up to the jerseys. Come on, I know we got some Cowboy and Texan fans.
Yeah.
We got some Cowboy and Texan fans in the association. I know there's a couple of jerseys there they can take.
Well, if you saw the game yesterday, Elliott really did great. I mean, Zeke Elliott played a great game last night. And I know that there's Cowboys fans watching and they can vouch for that as well. He wore down the defense. I mean, they didn't pull it off at the end, but he did very well. And he looked really good. The same thing with JJ Watt. He was applying pressure on Thursday night and coming in onto that quarterback, and he did his thing, and he's JJ Watt. Who wouldn't want a jersey? And look at that, $80 and $65 for jerseys from these two amazing players. So I those are two great items to bid on. Another item that I wanted to talk about was I don't know how to pronounce it, but it's the Beck Tri-Screen Portable Laptop Workstation. Many of us have multiple screens, and here at the office and even at home have the two screens, and I move things over so I can focus on one and back and forth. And this thing does it for you. It attaches to your laptop through a USB cable, and you're able to have 3 monitors that you're looking at one time. So that's another great item. And nobody's been on the iPad Air either. My goodness.
For those that don't know about TreePack, I mean, my phone is open. Feel free to reach out to me. Lee Jinks, I'm sure he would love to take your calls as well. Lee's a longtime major investor. He understands the importance of TreePack. I'll admit, I was uneducated about TreePack until I got onto the board. But I understand it. I know what it is now, and I believe in it. And it is something that I believe all of our members need to invest in to protect our business and our industry. So Lee, thank you for being a longtime supporter and an investor. And I know, we have quite a bit of members that are longtime supporters of TreePack.
Lee, this year and right now we're doing this fundraiser and we're fundraising for TreePack. But this isn't a non-legislative year, but in a few months, the legislature gets back together and we start a new legislative session, and it's going to be an important year. And I know that during the state conference, they talked about the issues that are going to matter in this coming, the coming election is going to have a big role on what's going to happen in the legislative session. But we need to come together and raise this money for TreePack because we know that it's going to be needed next year.
Right. Well, and I think that's what usually gets people to understand the importance of TreePack is our Hill visit up at Austin. So I'm sorry, I'm getting several messages at the same time here. So we go up to Austin and we meet with our legislators. We tell them about the issues that the realtors are promoting and what we want passed and what we want as realtors. And then it helps us to understand, how that process works and how important it is to be involved with the legislative system. As the saying goes in TreePack, if you're not at the table, you're probably on the menu. So we want to continue to be at the table. The TreePack TreePack is one of, well, if not the strongest PAC for the state. It's definitely one of the, our PAC is one of the strongest PACs for the national level. And that's all due to our members and our members that understand the importance of being involved with the legislative process. I'm also a PIC member, which is a political involvement committee. And we obviously get involved with the legislative system throughout, not just at the state level, but also at the local level, at the county level, at the city level. And so we stay involved when we see issues that are going to affect individual association, individual members, homeowners and property owners, then we get involved. In fact, I've got an issue right now being looked at by the land use committee right now that is dealing with irrigation districts. So they're focusing on some issues that we've had and some problems that we've had with irrigation districts in the past. And we're working on those issues right now. So it's not just the fact that it's a legislative year or it's not a legislative year. We're working round the clock for property owners and for the real estate industry always.
Absolutely. And again, we ask our members to do their fair share. And right now, we also have the ability for them to do their fair share by donating $35 and a T-shirt that was designed for us. And it's a t-shirt and a mask that we have that we're doing. And there it is. Lee Jinks is showing the shirt. It says, housing is essential, so is safety. I protect both. For a $35 donation, that t-shirt and a mask goes to an essential worker. And the investor, the TreePack investor who gives that $35, your contact information, including your phone number, your address, your work address, all your contact information goes to that essential worker. Each of the shirts will be tagged and provided to an essential worker. And we're, right now, this is a great time to show them that we care and that we know that they care and that they're fighting with all their hearts to provide and protect us as well. So, that's another way for $35 for you to do something good, provide become an investor into TreePack, and to give an essential worker a little gift. So we are also doing that as well. You can make those arrangements by just emailing myself or Shirley and letting us know that you want to buy a t-shirt and send a t-shirt to an essential worker. Give us the exact contact information that you want us to use in what we're sharing and what we're tagging the shirt and the mask with. Again, $35 is a fair share. And then we're making it possible for you to bid online on some items that are really fantastic and that you can then take home for your TreePack investment. And this is the first time we do this online auction. And we've done auctions before where we have the items here in our office and then we're calling people and people are coming by the office. We call it our last chance TreePack auction. And this is the same thing. It's just an online version of it. And it's really fantastic. And like I said, like the iPad Air is at $320 right now. And that is a bargain. I think it is valued at $500 and something dollars. So there is still a lot of value in that item there. So please go online and bid on it. These are great Christmas gifts. To get an iPad Air for $320 and give it as a Christmas gift to somebody. I don't see how you wouldn't want to do that. And if your kids are going to school right now and they want to have multiple monitors on their laptops or whatever, the Xebec Tri-Screen portable laptop is a great item for that. You want a Yeti to give somebody a Yeti for Christmas, there, we've got some of that as well that you can bid on and get. There's the blue one is sold. You can also just outright buy the items, but there's a coral one. It looks kind of pinkish on my computer, but it is the color is coral, which is more of a peach color. But that one's at $245. Again, it's a TreePack gift, a TreePack investment. And there's a couple of other items. The laptop is a steal right now, absolute steal, just like the iPad Air. And yeah, so there's still several items for people to bid on. And is there any other items that anybody else sees that I've missed talking about?
You had mentioned that this was our last chance auction, and I just wanted to kind of explain why we use that term. So the TreePack year goes from October 1st through September 30th. So September 30th is the end of the TreePack year, and that's when we tally out the amount that we have collected for the year and start the new year on October the 1st. So this is the last event that we have in order for you to be able to make those contributions and still be a part of an event where you're going to get an item back. Now, obviously, you can make those contributions at any time in any way that you want. You can go online to treepack.com and make those investments right there if you wanted to. And you don't have to bid on any item. You don't have to get anything. You just go ahead and you make those pledge. You go ahead and make that investment right there. But what we really want is our members, every member. She mentioned, Monica had mentioned fair share. We want every single member to make some investment into TreePack, even if it's what we refer to as the $35 fair share investment. That's a small amount. when you look at what TreePack does for you, in fact, on that website that I was telling you about, treepack.com, you can go to the TreePack calculator. And if you were to plug in the information about the car that you drive and how much that might be worth, how many sales you make in a year, just various pieces of information, you can do the calculations. And what you're going to find is more than likely TreePack is saving you somewhere between $12,000 and $20,000 a year in expenses and or reduced sales as a result of legislation that we have defeated. So it is really a no-brainer. That's the reason why Jonathan mentioned that he and I are both investors, major investors, meaning that we actually invest $1,000 or more each year into TreePack. And I know Jonathan is a Crystal R, so he's at, oh gosh, Jonathan, remind me, is that 2,500? Is that what the Crystal R is?
Crystal R, but I did President Circle this year.
Oh, plus President Circle, which is another $1,000. So, or another $2,000. So as you can see, Jonathan is sold on what TreePack does for the industry, what it does for his industry. And like I said, when you see that TreePack is saving you somewhere between $12,000 and $20,000 a year, then a $1,000 or a $5,000 investment into TreePack is really not a problem at all. A $35 investment in TreePack is absolutely a no-brainer. It's very, very easy to do that. Just and that's what I found too on my side, is that I was a 100. Well, I guess at the time it was either $25 or $35 for a while, and then I think I went to the 110. So I was a 110 member, or what they call 110% for a long time. And then one day someone said, in your position, you're in leadership, you need to lead by example, and you need to become a major investor. Well, it's kind of difficult, you know, that say, okay, well, you're gonna write a check for $1,000. Well, hold on a minute. That's not exactly how it works. You've got an entire 12 months to make that investment. So let's say in October, you can pledge that you're going to become a major investor. That's one nice thing about that, is you get a major investor jacket, so people know that you're a major investor. And then through that year, you can bid on auction items. And of course, when we have events, you could be part of events and so forth. And throughout the entire year, you know, you might be $100 here, $100 there, maybe $200 here, or on the fishing tournament, a $500 team. And then at the end of the year, around September, that will be tallied up. And if it equals $1,000, you're now a major investor. And so that's, you know, the one thing that I think one reason why people don't become major investors is they don't really understand that, no, it's not like you have to write a check for $1,000 right now. So that's just something you contribute to TreePack throughout the year. And then at the end of the year, you'll see where that tally goes. Again, we want every member to make some investment into TreePack. $35 is what we refer to as fair share. There's 110 member. There's the Capital Club, which is, somebody help me with that. Is it $250? And then there's one at $500, and then one at $1,000. So there's various tiers as far as titles go. Not that titles are, I guess, that big a deal, but if that's what you like, then we can accommodate that. Each one, of course, comes with a certain kind of prize. As a major investor, you get a pin. As the Capital Club member, you actually get one of the Capital Christmas ornaments each year. And I've kind of wondered, I was kind of thinking, maybe I should step down because I really like that Christmas ornament. But you can also buy those Christmas ornaments from the Capital as well. But anyway, I'm excited about where we're going with GMAR. And I think we've done really well with TreePack in the past. I know this year will be a little less, but I know we can make up a little difference between now and the end of the month.
One thing I wanted to add, everybody, on what Lee said, is if y'all remember at the beginning of this COVID situation, when the state shut down, we as realtors were not declared essential workers. Locally here, we reached out to our local officials, our county judge, to try to get us to become essential workers. But ultimately, it was Texas Realtors with the backing of TreePack that got the governor to switch his order to allow realtors to become essential workers.
Right.
That is TreePack working for you.
And TreePack money is also a portion of that does go to our national association, which is RPAC. And RPAC was vital in making sure that realtors were categorized as independent contractors and therefore qualifying for unemployment during COVID. And that was huge for many of you. So we want to make sure that you understand that this is where your money is going. Right now, they helped us be categorized as essential, and they helped independent contractors be included in the unemployment benefits through the, I want to say it was the CARES Act, but whatever was passed at the beginning of the COVID and the government assistance that to the US. So both of those could not have been done if it hadn't been for our national and state association working in conjunction with our PAC monies. I did put the savings calculator on the screen so people could see where to find it. And you know, if you just kind of, it says the sales volume, we'll multiply it. So I don't know. I don't know what to put on there as far as a roundabout number, but let's just be for even number's sake. Let's just say 75,000. Is that?
No, the
No.
volume for a year for an agent, if you're not doing at
It's
least
how
$1
much?
million worth of volume, you're probably not doing a whole lot of real estate. So I would say
Oh,
you're probably
okay.
1.5 million probably, and that would stop, and that would not even be a top producer.
Something like that. Yeah, so that kind of shows you that's what that is, right? Yeah, 1.5 million.
Now,
Yes,
I'm
yes.
only seeing this thing. It only says savings calculator. I'm not seeing, oh, wait a minute. There we go. If I scroll, I can see it better. There we go.
There you go.
So there, it's saving you just on that alone through the what is it? Ban on transfer tax. Just for the ban on transfer tax alone, you're saving $3,100. And that's not even a top producer. If you're a top producer, it's probably saving quite a bit more than that.
Yep. So, yeah. So they added, so this is the page, and you just go to Texas Realtors. You can just, at the very top of the page, search site and just type in calculator and it'll be there. So I really want to thank you guys. I know we got started very late. And so I appreciate both of you, your patience, and everybody who was watching. I appreciate your patience and joining us, even though we got started very late. But I want to thank you all again. And on Wednesday morning, we are doing another member minute this week because we wanted to do this one because it was very important, and we had the silent auction, and we wanted to really highlight that. But on Wednesday, we have Irene Becerra Thompson, who is joining me to talk about, every Wednesday she puts out stats in regards to COVID. And I thought it was going to be an interesting subject, but I know that it was something that the PR committee was recommending that we bring her on, and she was so gracious to say that she will join me. And so we're going to have her on Wednesday morning at 10 a.m. Please join me at that time. Hopefully I'll have no glitches that day. But I look forward to having everybody join us on Wednesday at 10 a.m. And we'll see everybody. Thank you guys for joining me.
everybody.
Again.
Bye, guys.